let's move on, though, because every single Behind the Ped podcast has to touch on some Bears talk.
Bears.
Absolutely. And
even though I'm a Skull Vikings guy.
They didn't draft a tight end, but they signed some undrafted free agents. Now, there's a couple that I want to point out, okay? There's Harvard tight end Ben Broniker, right? And he was projected to go in the 5th or 6th round as a tight end. He has some size. He was like obviously too good to be in the Ivy League. He was overpowering blockers there. And that's somebody who will compete for a depth spot. And, usually undrafted free agents don't make the team. But two of the 10 names, Broniker is one of them. Kevin Peterson, a cornerback, is another. Cornerback, not quarterback. Cornerback. But I really like the Broniker signing, especially since they had a lot of high grades on him. And I'm sure he'll be able to add to the depth of the tight end position because what do they have? Zach Miller. Wow, boy.
Is this going to be a position, though, that the Bears look for, like, kind of makeshift it this year and then get your answer next year?
I think they like Zach Miller a lot, and I think the fact that Cutler and Miller have this connection, because you saw it last year, that they felt comfortable with each other, so that's a valuable weapon. The thing is, though, he's got to stay healthy.
I want to throw something out there for you, and this is because
And no shit, he's got to stay healthy, but I'm just saying.
It's one, I'm the college guy, and two, I'm currently finishing my way too early mock draft for 2017. And
you didn't see me roll my eyes, but
I did not have this, but Todd McShay did. What do you think of the possibility, whether it's in the first, whether it's in the second, because anything can happen between now and next year's draft, if the Bears went out and got next offseason O.J. Howard, tight end from Alabama?
That would be fantastic.
Like, to me, as I look at the Bears, the way I see it, you just makeshift it this year.
That would be sick.
They're going to find something that works, and then O.J. Howard. Like, next year could be the year that the Bears draft offense in the first round again.
Sure.
And it could be a tight end. Could be an O.J. Howard. Because right now, he's the top tight end prospect going into this upcoming season.
No, that's a name that we should keep an eye on, too. And another conversation that I don't really want to get into is if they're bad, do they draft a quarterback? Now, I know there are 3 quarterbacks that are projected to be top first-round picks.
It's funny that you say that because on the one segment of the Onside Kick that came out earlier today, we asked, we were talking about Adrian Peterson, his comments about will the Vikings win Super Bowl Lee or Super Bowl 51?
Lee.
And we had one commenter, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but you know who I'm talking about. He said that he saw that he thinks the Vikings will get a wild card spot, and then either the Giants or the Cowboys, whoever doesn't win the division out of those two. I threw it out there. I'm like, what about the Bears? Because I'm in firm believance, and that is a word, believance, that the Vikings and the Bears are going to be your 5th and your 6th this year. I think we have 3 teams from the North, the Great White North, getting into the playoffs in the NFC. And his response was great because it all came back to Jay Cutler and Jay getting injured and Brian Hoyer not being the guy to man the ship. So you know my thoughts, Mike, and we're on opposite sides of the table. Thank God I'm not a Bears fan because I wouldn't be able to deal with it. But I think sooner rather than later, you got to sit down and say, Jay's not the answer.
I'm going to do a show coming up. Well, by the way, I'm going to be gone. I'll be in Florida, so I'm going to be missing a week, just to let you guys know. But
going to have someone fill in for you like they do on the mothership?
I don't think so, because Behind the Pen's mine, and I don't want anybody taking it, especially you. You've been on it a few times, and I don't like it.
You wouldn't want me to take it for a week?
No, hell no. But with this Jay Cutler nonsense, like I said, I'm going to do a show soon talking about why Jay Cutler is the best Bears quarterback and why people who don't like Jay Cutler
inform me.
Are stupid.
I
apologize. I hope I didn't. I hope I didn't insult anyone.
Because we know you're really the stupid one for believing.
You know what, dude?
Trust me, I'm a Cub fan. I know when people tell me I'm stupid for blind hope.
Okay, the main narrative that goes around Cutler is he's not a leader. He gets hurt a lot. He makes stupid decisions. Okay.
They're all viable. All viable reasons.
The leadership one is just plain ignorance. Because what do you know?
You play quarterback.
It's ignorance.
You know what? That's the sport you play. You play quarterback.
No,
the quarterback's
Ricky,
the leader.
I'm not getting to this damn discussion.
Look at Tom Brady and Peyton Manning.
Look.
Leaders. Greatest quarterbacks of all time.
I'm going to touch on this in another show. You guys better stay tuned because I have so much to say about this.
Look at the fucking Panthers.
But, okay, now what do you expect a leader to be? Do you have this absolute picture of what a leader should be? Jay Cutler's a leader in his own set. He does his own things. You saw it this offseason. He organized a private top skilled players, organization, whatever, to work on, to work out together. That's an example of a leadership quality. So
did Mark Sanchez.
So? He's a leader too.
Yeah, where's Mark Sanchez right now?
But he's also
fumbling all over.
He's also
the field.
bad.
Yeah, that's the point I'm making.
Jay Cutler's not bad though. Jay Cutler's good.
Debatable.
He's top 12 quarterback in the league.
Debatable
Watched
he's good or not.
How? I just don't understand how people with this mindset who say Jay Cutler's not good, because he is good, and you're ignorant if you say that he's not. Yes.
Inform me.
No. I will once I do like a 40-minute long show of how great Jay Cutler is. But I'm just saying, as a Bears follower for as long as I can remember being alive, which is 20-something years, I'm telling you, this is the Bears' best quarterback that they've ever had. He has the skill set to take this team to the Super Bowl and win one.
Better than Jim McMahon?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Jim McMahon, that's another conversation. But I'm just saying, Jay Cutler, yes, he is better than Jim McMahon.
You're not telling me he's better than Sexy Rexy.
Yes, by far. Rex Grossman shouldn't even be in this conversation or in this show. But I'm just saying.
Here's the thing with the Bears. And I know this got on a different topic than you were looking to go on.
Yeah, you know what? You do that to me sometimes.
It's good. This is a good conversation. I feel, and this is me coming as a non-Bears fan on the outside looking in, the Bears are never going to win a Super Bowl with Jay Cutler.
Yes,
because looking at your points, I will give you this. The leadership argument, tomato, apples to oranges, you know what? Fine. Like, some people see leadership qualities in different people. To me,
it's a false narrative. That's all it is.
I'm the guy who I like my quarterback to just show me a little bit like on the field.
All right. Well,
that you give
are you
a
in the
shit.
locker room?
Wait.
No, I'm going to ask you. Are you in the locker room? Do you know what Jay Cutler does? Do you know
I'm giving you that point, Mike.
I'm just saying Ricky, and to everybody else who thinks Cutler's not a leader or a quitter because he's not a quitter.
I'm taking that point and I'm putting it over to the side. The other two that you said, the first one, he keeps getting injured. How can you help your team win if you're not on the field?
Yeah, but also how are you able to control the fact that you get hurt and the fact that you have one of the worst offensive lines throughout your entire career?
Just shitty luck.
Okay, so how are you saying that he's a bad quarterback because of that? You can't.
Because he's not on the field. It's his body. That's his genetics saying, hey, you know what?
So Tony Romo sucks because he's hurt every year.
I don't think Romo's that great of a quarterback. But when he's on the field, when Jay Cutler has shown flashes, I just think in the long run of things, he's not the guy to win a Super Bowl for Chicago. And they're going to have to look for the answer.
Oh, Ricky, we could do another 50 minutes of this show.
We're not. But I'm just saying, bottom line, I do not think Jay Cutler is the man to eventually win a Super Bowl for Chicago.
How many times has Jay Cutler brought this team back in the fourth quarter and won games solely on last possessions?
How many rings?
Offensive possessions. Okay, so you're going to bring up the fact that a quarterback of the Chicago Bears hasn't won a ring.
Well, that's my...
So why doesn't Ben Roethlisberger win a ring every single year? Why doesn't Eli Manning win a ring every single year? I know he has two. Why isn't Tony Romo win a ring? Why isn't Matt Ryan won a ring? Is it all on the quarterback to win a Super Bowl? It's okay. Now, real quick, let's look at how the Bears were constructed during Cutler's tenure since 2009. One, how many offensive coordinators? This is their sixth. Mike Martz, Ron Turner, Mike Tice, who had a third grade playbook. Terrible offensive weapons. Their main threat for a long time was Earl Bennett. Right? They had Roy Williams at one point to throw to. Johnny Knox before he got bent in half. Greg Olsen. And then they had a safety cushion in Matt Forte. And that was it. Everybody else was makeshift. They weren't running their routes because they're idiots. They brought in Brandon Marshall. He was solid. But now let me talk about this for a second. You had a Lovie Smith philosophy with this 4-3 Tampa 2 style defense with an aging group.
Got you to a Super Bowl.
Right, but as they progressed. That was in 2006,
No,
2007. Now you're in 2009, 2000. Now I'm gonna admit, yeah, Cutler had a bad year in 2009. 2010, they went to the NFC Championship game with an aging defense. Now, in 2011, before he broke his thumb, they were 7-3. He was having one of the greatest seasons of his career, and that defense was still decent enough to get them to a Super Bowl. But then after that fell off, you saw other teams, quarterbacks, able to complete 80% of their freaking passes because it was so easy to dominate that defense. And then, as you continue, the aging defense is still there. You bring in Mel Tucker, who has his own style of defense, but he adopted the 4-3 scheme, the Tampa 2 scheme, and it was the biggest joke on the face of the earth. We saw in 2014 the worst Chicago Bears defense in the history of football. That was the worst fucking defense ever.
You're talking 2 years ago, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And then in 2013, they had a chance to make the playoffs, and I swear to God, if you blame Cutler for not making the playoffs in 2013, you're an idiot. Because
Is that the year he got hurt?
No.
Is that the year he got hurt and McCown came in?
Oh, yeah. No. That was 2014.
Okay.
I'm saying in 2013, they played the Green Bay Packers in the NFC Championship game. Now, if you're
Where
telling
he got
me,
hurt in the NFC Championship game.
no, that was in 2010.
Okay.
That was when people.
You can tell I'm a Vikings fan.
That's when
'cause
people
all
were
these years
saying-
for Cutler run together.
That's when people were saying that Cutler was a quitter and all this other crap, like Maurice Jones-Drew saying, "Oh, he quit on the team."
Here's my thing, and I feel like
I'm sorry, Ricky. It takes a full team to win, and they didn't have it with Cutler yet. Now I'm looking at it, and he's gonna be good.
I'm gonna pull Brandon here. I gave you your time to talk. You give
go
me
ahead,
my
Ricky.
time.
I just wanted to get that in there. Go ahead.
mean, I am the guest, so I feel like I should.
Don't
get a
even
little
play that
bit-
card.
But here's how I see it: is Ryan Pace putting together something good in Chicago?
Absolutely.
Yes. Is John Fox a competent head coach to run this team, especially that defense?
Yes.
Yes. However, the way I see it, this year is the year where it's like, you know what? We're just revving up for next year because next year's the Super Bowl run. This is the one to see. This is like last year's Cubs season.
That's what I was about to bring up. Let's wait and see. Right.
Next year will be this year's Cubs season. However, to me, the big difference between baseball and football, you say it's a team, it needs a team to win it all. However, look back at most of the last Super Bowl champions.
Defensive
Name the
teams?
quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Name the quarterbacks.
Well, obviously.
Trent Dilfer was the last one that fucking was a whack-off.
I'm just saying, man. Cutler's among them that could win a Super Bowl.
No, yes. Cutler is not among the Bradys, the Mannings, the Wilsons.
I'm not saying he's on that same level. I'm saying, well, Joe Flacco. You think Joe Flacco's better than Jay Cutler? He could be. No, I think he is.
Yes.
I think he is.
But
he's not that far off in talent. He has a different skill set, but I'm just saying Cutler's still on that level.
I just don't think Jay's the guy. And I mean,
that's fine.
Am I saying that Jay Cutler is garbage? No, because he's
not.
He's better than Blake Bortles. There's that for you.
He's top 12.
He's better than, I don't know, Tavares Jackson, so you got that going for you.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm naming really like low-level quarterbacks to get you kind of riled up. I just think that the Bears are going to be kind of just right, like they're kind of going to be like the St. Louis Blues in hockey as long as they have Cutler. They just can't get over the hump. Can't get over the hump.
Final thoughts before we end the show. Jay Cutler has signed a contract, 7-year deal, and 4 years? I think it was 3 years were guaranteed money. And going into this season, this is the last year where he gets his guaranteed money. So after that, they have the option to cut him or move him, and they're not responsible for that salary. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do because the next 4 years is just a toss-up, and we're going to have to go year by year. But what I would say is that Cutler has a guaranteed 2 more seasons with the Chicago Bears. And we'll see after the next 2 seasons because I'm telling you, quarterbacks, he's 32 years old. Quarterbacks can still play in this league at the age of 40, and guys can still perform at an MVP type. And I'm not saying Cutler's going to be an MVP. But I'm saying you can have career years.
Don't be throwing out MVPs.
I'm not saying
Jay Cutler.
Well, Brandon Marshall did. And he's an idiot. But like I was saying, Jay Cutler is talented enough to take this team to a Super Bowl. It just takes a full effort. You have to have a complete group. You can rely on your defense all you want, like the Broncos did with Peyton Manning, who had a noodle arm.
It's like I said. What was it? The last time I was on the show.
Go ahead.
What did I say about the Bears? This defense will carry you this year, except Jay Cutler is kind of an upgrade from Rex Grossman.
I'm telling you, Ricky, and
the offense is going to be better than it was that year. It's going to be great. But the defense is still going to carry you this year.
Defense might be middle of the pack. Offense might be top 15, top 12.
See, I say flip it. Offense may be the one that's worse out of the two.
And well, we'll see, because I really think that Cutler has the weapons and the necessary
Leonard Floyd may possibly be the next Von Miller.
Philosophy. He could be. Very well could be. But I think Cutler's in a system now where he thrives in. I think we're going to see his best years ahead. And you know what? He had 30 touchdowns in that awful Trestman run in 2014. He's thrown over 3,000 yards in almost every single season. So, you guys have gotten a feel of how I feel about Cutler.
And I think you brought up the best analogy with Tony Romo. Is Tony Romo a bad quarterback? No. But will Tony Romo never win a Super Bowl? For Tony Romo, this is his shot.
I think Tony Romo's a top 10 quarterback.
He's got this year because he's got Dez and Zeke.
All right.
Cutler does not have Dez and Zeke.
All right. Enough already. All right. We've been going on longer than expected. I'm sorry I kept you here longer than we had to, but we got into this Cutler conversation. We had to talk about it.
You know what? I can't stand Cutler. I don't think he's going to win a Super Bowl in Chicago. That's it.
Okay. Well, I disagree wholeheartedly.
You better find your answer sooner rather than later, Chicago.
You'll see it. These next couple of years is going to be fun on the offensive side. But anyway, all right, I want to thank you all for listening to Behind the Pen. It's been a lot of fun talking sports with you guys again this week. Remember, follow us on Twitter at Most Valuable Pod. Same with Snapchat, same name. Also, subscribe to us on YouTube at Most Valuable Podcast. And most importantly, if you really appreciate what we just provided and you want to hear more exclusively for you, go to Patreon.com/Most Valuable Podcast and become a Patreon. Donate $1, $2 a month. That's all you need to do.
All you got to do is donate $1 and you get a free monthly, well, not free. You get a exclusive podcast
it's not free if you donate money.
For patrons.
But you know what we mean.
And it's only $1.
So, you know what? If you really like us, which we love you guys, you know what I mean? So,
dude, you know we love you.
So, keep joining on this freight train that won't stop moving. But anyway.
Don't stop till you get enough.
For Ricky Widmer, I'm Mike Rankin. Thank you for listening to Behind the Pen, and we will see you all next time.
Thank you for listening to this MVP podcast. Follow us on Twitter at Most Valuable Pod for more great podcasts.